Assalamualaikum dear students, hope you are hale and hearty. Welcome to NIEBS Homeschool. This is Fatema Sabrin Shikha, Assistant Teacher of National Ideal English Version School Morning Shift. Today I am going to take English second paper class for the students of class 7 on the topic right form of verbs part 1. I am repeating, today our topic is right form of verbs part 1. And students, this is lecture number 5, while your homework will be also 5. Dear students, please take your writing elements. I am going to discuss some rules from right form of verbs. So listen to me carefully. As I say, today's topic is right form of verbs. I hope you have practiced this from your earlier classes, but also you will get this in your 7. First rule is present indefinite tense is used in sentences implying universal truth or habitual fact. Students, I hope you can remember our last class. We have defined about tense. Here you know about present indefinite tense, present continuous, present perfect continuous, past tense and future tense. So if you have watched that class, you know, you have idea about this. So present indefinite tense is used in sentences implying universal truth or habitual fact. If you see the example, the sun rises in the east. This is universal truth. The sun which always used to rise in the east. So it is universal truth and it will be in present tense. So present tense, there are 4 kinds of present tense. It would be in present indefinite tense. And we know that with subject, we have to add s or es if the subject is in third person singular number. And if the subject is second person or first person, then we will use the base form of the verb for present indefinite tense. Another example is we can say the earth moves around, or we can say I get up early in the morning. This is habitual or universal truth. Rule number 2, sentence with the adverbs always, regularly, sometimes, often, generally, daily, everyday, occasionally, usually, normally are used in present indefinite tense. I'm repeating the words. These are adverbs you can understand: always, regularly, sometimes, often, generally, daily, everyday, occasionally, usually, normally. These words, if you get in any sentence, you can identify they are adverb and you have to use present indefinite tense. So look at the example. He always disturbs the class. Students, can you get the word always? This is an adjective, and if I say that if you get these words in any sentence, you have to use present indefinite tense, then you have to definitely use present indefinite tense. He always disturbs the class. Look, he is third person singular number, and as we get the word or sign always, we have to use present indefinite tense. So the subject is third person singular number. We have added is with the verb disturb to make it present indefinite tense. Go to next example. When does Mr. Karim take his food? Eventually or regularly or generally, we can add any word at the end. When does Mr. Karim? So you can understand this is another symbol of present indefinite tense. Rule number 3, to make sentences without the be verb, negative or interrogative, do, does, did as required by the tense and person. Students, do you know what are be verbs? Be verbs are am, is, are, was, were. Am, is, are, was, and are. So am, is, are, these are for present tense. These are for present tense, and was, were for past tense. So we can understand if we don't have these be verbs, am, is, are, was, were, then we have to bring do, does, did. So for present tense, we will bring do and does. So for present tense we will bring do or does, and for past tense we will bring did. We will bring did for past tense. Now the question is when we will use do and does. If the subject is third person singular number, then we will use does. And if the subject is first person or second person, then we will use do. So it would be first and second person. So if you get the subject in first person or second person, and if there is no auxiliary verb, am, is, are, or be verb, then you will use do. And if the subject is in third person and if it is in singular, then you will use does. Another question, where if you get the subject as third person but if it is plural, then you have to add do. So if the subject is third person plural, if the subject is third person plural, you have to bring do. So where you will use do? If there is no be verb, if the subject is first person, if the subject is second person, or if the subject is third person plural form. And if the subject is third person singular number, then you will bring does. And if the subject or tense is in past, and if there is no be verb, then you will bring did. I hope you can understand where you have to bring do, does, did, and how and when you will use. So I am repeating the rule to make sentences without the be verb, negative or interrogative, do, does, did as required by the tense or person. So come to the example, the girl does not sing a song. So it is in negative sense, does not sing. So look here, no be verb, that means there is no am, is, or, no be verb is given. So we have to bring do, does, did, as it is in present tense. And look at the subject, the girl. It is third person singular number, and for that we bring does and then negative word. And keep in mind that after do, does, did, we have to use base form of verb. So after do, does, did, do, or, does, or, did, always we have to use base form of verb. Base form of verb. Keep in mind that after do, does, did, we have to use base form of verb always. So you can say does not sing. Here we have used does, and after does we have used the base form of sing. It is sing, does not sing a song. Come to the next example. First one is negative and second one you can understand it is interrogative, as at the end we get question mark. Did he come home yesterday? So this is an interrogative sentence. It is a question. Did he come home yesterday? Here you can get the sign yesterday. When you will get this type of words, yesterday, last, previous, then you will use past indefinite tense. So as there is no be verb, we bring did. And after, as I say, do, does, did, you have to use base form of verb. We can't write came. We have to write down come as base form. Did he come home yesterday? Now rule number 4, sentences with verbs implying continuity of action are framed in the present continuous tense. So if you get now, at this moment, such words or phrase at the end or in any sentence, you will use as present continuous tense. Come to the example, she is singing a song now. Look here, the word now, that means the work is ongoing. The action or work is ongoing, and this type of sentence will be in present continuous tense. So she is singing a song now. Rule number 5, have, has, had is followed by the past participle form of the verb. I'm repeating, have, has, had is followed by the past participle form of the verb. So come to the example, we have made him captain, he has done the work. We all know that it follows the rule of present perfect tense. The structure of present perfect tense is subject plus have or has, then past participle form of the verb, then object and extension. So if you get have, has, had in any sentence, and if it indicates present perfect tense, then you have to use base form. No, not base form, it will be present perfect tense, past participle form of the verb. Here you can see made, and we have written made because made is the past participle form of the verb made, and done is the past participle form of do. So we have made him captain, he has done the work. These are the example of present perfect tense. Number 6, sentences with adverbs just now, already, yet, ever, lately, recently are usually framed in the present perfect tense. Look students, in number 5 I have talked about present perfect tense, and here also it is connected with present perfect tense. So in the structure of present perfect tense is say subject plus have or has, then past participle form of verb, then object plus extension. Another rule is in present perfect tense, or in present perfect, in the sentence of present perfect tense, you can get such words like just now, already, yet, ever, lately, recently. You have to keep in mind these words. If you get these words in any sentence, blindly you can say that yes, this is in present perfect tense, and you have to use verb as have or has, then past participle form of the verb. And when you will use have or has, if the subject is first person and second person and also third person plural number, then you will use have, and when the subject is third person singular number, you will use has. So here the example is I have seen him recently. Number 7, sentence with phrases indicating past, and you can see the words I have written here. The words are yesterday, ago, long, since, last night. So if you get such sign in any sentence, I have discussed in rule number 3 that it will be in past indefinite tense. So sentence with phrases indicating past, yesterday, ago, long since, last night are framed in the simple past tense. So it can be last night, last day, last morning, last evening, any word. So the main word is last. So if you get such sign, it will be in past indefinite tense or simple past tense. The example is I came home yesterday. Students, look at this word yesterday. This is the indicator of simple past tense. And next example is I saw him long ago. Long ago, this is another sign of past indefinite tense. So for long ago and yesterday, we have written these sentences into past indefinite tense. I came, I saw. Came is the past form of come, and saw is the past form of see. Rule number 8, past participle form of the verb in the first bracket and past form of the verb in the second bracket are used in sentences with no sooner had ... than, scarcely had ... when, hardly had ... before. So you have to keep in mind these three: no sooner had ... than, scarcely had ... when, hardly had ... before. So in dot you have to use other words. Look at the example. No sooner had he seen the police than he ran away. So look, no sooner had. We know after had we have to use past participle form of the verb. So it means first portion will be in past perfect tense and other portion will be in past indefinite tense. You have to keep in mind no sooner and no sooner had, and after that we have to use then, and the spelling of then is THAN. Most of the students used to do mistake in the spelling. This is THAN, not THEN. Not this one. No sooner had ... than THAN. This one is correct. Don't write THEN. This one is incorrect. And scarcely had, when, hardly had, before. You have to keep in mind. So after no sooner had or scarcely had or hardly had, you have to use past participle form of the verb, and next sentence, that means after then or when or before, it would be past indefinite tense. So say that sentence again. No sooner had he seen the police than he ran away. Students, this 8th rule is for our today's discussion, and in next class I will discuss about other rules in right form of verbs part 2. Now students, it's time to provide your homework. You can see here I have written 8 sentences, and here you can see some verbs are given. You have to identify the tense, the subject, and then you have to apply the rules of right form of verbs. Here I am reading the first one. A good boy, in bracket, prepare his lessons regularly. So what can be the answer? You have to write down the answer. A good boy prepares his lessons regularly. As you can see, regularly is the symbol of present indefinite tense, so we have to add s at the end of this verb. A good boy prepares his lessons regularly. Now I will not do this 2 from 8 for you, because these are homework. You will learn the rules at home and will do this or solve this homeworks from 1 to 8. Students, that's all for today. I hope you will practice these rules at home again and you will do your homework. And don't forget to submit your homework copies. See you soon, inshallah. Till then, Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.